putem intra în legătură cu domnul Paulo Urbini, reprezentant BD Rowa în parteneriat cu Farmaceutica Remedia. Welcome, Mr. Paulo Urbini.
Hello everybody. So today I will try to show you how the modern technologies can improve not only the customer experience inside the pharmacies, but a very important point that today somebody forgot. Also the experience of the pharmacist itself, who work inside the pharmacy, who have to face daily challenges. So I want to start with this question, is it possible a pharmacy, a modern pharmacy, that can be closer to the needing of both pharmacists and patients, or customer if you prefer? The answer is yes, of course, and we will see how. I want to start with this important slide because the COVID, and we are still under pandemic, impacted the pharmaceutical market, impacted heavily the pharmaceutical market, and changed the game. So IQVIA in Italy and Europe made the studies and sees that the COVID had, let's say, put once again the pharmacist at the center. While in the past other markets and the competition put a little bit aside the importance of the role of the pharmacy, the pandemic created a new opportunity. As you can see here, there was an increase of the volume and the value of ethics and commercial as well. There was a boom. This is also important to highlight, a boom of the online business. But in general, let's say that the pharmaceutical market has got, by this number, some benefits. We didn't have only benefits. The pharmacists had also to face new challenges, like everybody. Long queues outside the pharmacies for patients. The lack of pharmacists, what does it mean? In Italy, in Germany, in Eastern Europe as well, a lot of pharmacists had problems with the staff because a lot of pharmacists stayed at home, healed with the COVID. And so more customer, less pharmacists to serve the customer. In some cases, extended service time requested by the health minister. And last but not least, and by my point of view, the most important, the safety itself. Because let's not forget that it's important, the safety of the customer, but also of the pharmacist. So all these challenges driven by the pandemic situation. From the other side, as I said, opportunity. Once again, the pharmacy has become the first reference point for patients and first health presidium on territory. Let's not forget, I can tell you about Italy, but I guess it was the same in Romania. A doctor refused to visit patients. Hospital refused to host patients due to the emergency. And who was the only health presidium always open to accept patient with a problem? The pharmacy. So let's say that this pandemic generated an opportunity. Challenges before and after pandemic, they changed. If before the challenge into the pharmacy was the assortment, the pricing, the competition with other pharmacies and with other retail segment, like supermarkets, for example, after the challenge moved to the services to be offered. Both have the same needing. To do both, the pharmacy and the pharmacist need more space and more time. Without that, it is not possible. Let's focus on the technology. How the technology can help to create more space and more time. I want to spend 1 minute on these slides that we call it customer journey, but also pharmacist journey. Okay. Here you see a robot that dispenses medication. Without this robot, there were the common drawers or shelves in this position. Placing a robot changed totally the approach, not only the layout, but totally as I said, the experience of the customer and the pharmacist as well inside the premises. What is the robot? Briefly, it's simply a system that can store and dispense medication with a high capacity and high speed, higher than any common device that we normally, device is not correct, let's say, any kind of furniture that currently is used into the pharmacy, drawer or shelves as well. The good thing, the very good thing of this solution here is the flexibility. If a drawer and a shelf must be placed near the counter, the robot can be placed everywhere, 2 floors above, 2 floors behind the pharmacist, or on the same floor, but far away, because then there will be a conveyor system that will take the medication directly on the counter. So in this way, the pharmacists do not have to move anymore to go to find the product in the back office. They will simply have to search it on the computer in front of them. So this flexibility gives millions of different options to arrange the layout of the pharmacy. And here is a very simple example. You know, this is the typical German pharmacist. You know, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. 1/3 sales area, 1/3 deposit, 1/3 services. With a robot that has a higher capacity with respect to the drawer, in less space, we can store more medication. And in this example here, we can push back the counter, creating extra space for the sales area. But I said also not only space, time. The average time to serve the customer, more or less everywhere in Europe, is 7 to 8 minutes. 7 to 8 minutes to serve one customer. And most of the time is spent by the pharmacist in the back office, searching the medication with confusion, not finding the product, or finding the product that it is expired, so it's not possible to be dispensed to the patient. Several issues. With the robot, all this time is spent in front of the customer. And the average time falls down by 7, 8 minutes to 2, 3 minutes. 4 minutes in the most crowded pharmacies. And this time is gold. Better is platinum. Having more time and space means what? Means to adopt a new process to manage, because I want to underline something. The robot, the technology can gift the pharmacy of extra space and extra time. Transforming this extra space and extra time in extra revenues, this is the job of the pharmacy. Okay, and to do that, a change is needed, a change in the process, a change in the sales area. The space must be organized better. Purchase and stock assortment must be organized better. The time must be used wisely in front of the customer. If we stay in front of the customer, not saying anything, not doing anything, we won't get any benefit. So we need to work on the time that we have to negotiate with the patients. That does not mean only sell more, but even consulting the patient. So new opportunities and new roles must be defined. This is an overview of the benefits, okay, that a robot can give to the pharmacy. Optimization of the resources, optimization of the stock, better process, less confusion and better process thanks to the robot, and financial optimization due to better stock rotation, better stock assortment, reassortment, sorry. All of that point generate two outcomes, not only customer satisfaction, because the customer will see another kind of service entering in a pharmacy with a robot, but also in the employee satisfaction, which is fundamental. Unhappy staff cannot give any good service to the customer. Here is a short video on how this technology works. I hope that the streaming will be good. This is the input of the medication into the robot. 2-3 seconds per pack. While watching to the video, please think about how much time do you need daily to fix all the goods that you receive from the wholesaler. Look how it's compact the stock, and this is the reason why a robot is more and more compact rather than a shelf or a drawer. So I said heavily compact storage. How is possible? While into the shelf and into the drawers, you need to use an order to store the medication, normally by the alphabet, otherwise you won't find it. The robot store everything chaotically. Chaotically by our point of view, but not by the point of view of the robot, of course, that knows exactly where each pack is placed. And it will always dispense the pack that expired before. So no more problem with expiring products. Say everything about the robot in this little time that we have together. There will be a lot to say, but time is against us. So as we say, the robot generates extra space and extra time. Okay. Now, how we use it? How can we help the pharmacist to use better this space and this time? So let's jump into the digital part of the presentation, which is also very, very, very important, not less than the robots. There are several devices that together with the robots can help the pharmacy to be more modern and to compete with not the future, today's challenges, because we are already into the future. Let's not forget about it. Again, one step back on the picture of the customer journey, customer and pharmacist journey. As said, robot in the back office, but now in the sales area, when the customer enters, how can we improve it, the experience to him, and how can we help our staff, to use better the time together with the customer? We have several digital solutions that can support this task. Information screen on the shopping window to catch the attention of the customers outside the pharmacies. Digital screen into the sales area to provide extra information to the customer. Think about how it can be more effective, the communication using impacting videos or providing extra information about the product. Think about how many people enter your pharmacy, pick up a product, try to understand what is it, and then place it back on the shelf because it does not understand, or he thinks that it does not fit his needs. Okay, with this screen, he can gather much more information. And screens for OTC that normally are placed behind the counter and that are fundamental for the pharmacy to, from one side, to increase the exposition. Okay, because with a digital solution, the linear meter of exposition are limitless. We can have hundreds digital shelf that we can recall with our finger and then use it to consult the customer, to recall a product from the robot, or to simply give more information. Said about the screen, pickup solution. I mentioned it before at the beginning, plus 47% of online business. This is good for the pharmaceutical market. From the other side, it can generate a problem. I will not mention the name, but a big and one of the most important pharmacy chain in Europe that do both online and offline business. With the online business, generated extra queue to its own pharmacies because people purchase online and goes to pick up the product into the pharmacy, because in this way they do not pay the shipping cost. From one side, it is good, they generated extra sales, but from the other side, they have 7 people out of 10, just to give you some number, in queue that enter the pharmacies, that use the time of a pharmacist without making any extra purchase. And this generates a problem into the service. Once again, the pandemic created a lot of challenges. Lack of pharmacists. So lack of pharmacists, extra customer. If those customers create a queue without generating any extra revenues to the pharmacy, this will be only a problem to the pharmacy, because think about people in the queue that needs really to purchase a product. They will almost for sure go to a competitor pharmacy with less queue. Okay, so how to help, how the technology can help to face this issue? With the pickup solution, which is a system, it's not a vending machine, but it's a system where the customer can collect autonomously the product purchased online or simply ordered before into the pharmacy without the needing of the pharmacist. And this solution can be indoor or outdoor. Customer can go there, scan his QR code, and the system will recall the product from the robot. System to check the standard shelf, as we said, more space, more possibility to increase our assortment and expose more. Because let's not forget that if we do not expose products, we are not talking about medication, we are talking about all the other products. If we do not expose it, we will not sell it. So if we create extra space, how can we monitor this space? There is the technology also for that. The famous, let's say, Internet of Things gives us the possibility to create the so-called phygital shelf, a mix between physical and digital. So channels, physical channels that are controlled. So with an application, we can check how many packs are physically present into the shelves and reorder it in advance without have the needing to check it physically with your own eyes, or even check if somebody tried to steal this product, because this can be also used as an anti-theft system. Self-checkout, very popular right now. If you enter in any big supermarket, this technology is already present since years. So giving the possibility to a customer to purchase and pay by himself. Now this technology arrived also into the pharmacy. And once again, more space, more exposition, or we increase the staff, but as we said, there is a problem of lack of staff, or we go and use this technology. That does not mean that we have to leave the customer to purchase everything by himself, because with one pharmacist, you can monitor several self-checkout systems, like in a supermarket. So who enters the pharmacy and needs a product that do not need the consultancy of a pharmacist can purchase everything by himself. Let's go very fast. One of the many questions is, okay, I love this technology, I want this technology, but I don't want headaches because I have my washing machine at home and I have a problem with them. I have a smartphone and I have a problem with my smartphone. I have purchased my new television and I have a problem. And whenever I have a problem, I call somebody and it's a headache. Nobody can give me a solution. Nobody support me. We have a different approach. The technology is easy, extremely easy. But anyway, whenever there is a problem, we have the structure to consult the pharmacy by remote on to solve easy problem. If not, we can arrive on site and fix it. So this is not the typical technology sales that you can have, as I said, purchasing the common consumer electronic devices. let's say that when you purchase a Rowa robot, the pharmacy marry our company, and our company vice versa marry the pharmacy for a long-term relationship, before and after the sale. 24/7 hotline, spare parts always available, remote access to the machine, software updates, the robot, even after 10 years, 15 years, is always up to date. And let's say regional technical support, in this case in Romania, thanks to our partner Farmaceutica Remedia. But what are the feedbacks, And this is another interesting slide. IQVIA, as said, did a market research and compared pharmacy with and without the robot. The outcome is that all the customers say that they had more time for patient counseling, more time for cross-selling. A lot of patients get back to the pharmacy because they had a better service from the pharmacy, and better work quality during peak hours. Once again, and I want to double underline that it's not only important the experience of the customer, but also the experience of the pharmacist, of the staff of the pharmacy. If they are not happy, they cannot give a quality service to the customer. 91% of the pharmacists say that after automating with BD Rowa, their pharmacists had a totally different, more modern aspect. And 80% of that say that they have now more time to dedicate to the patients. Let's give a fast outlook on some cases, with pictures, real cases. This is a pharmacy in Switzerland. Personally, is the nicest installation that we have. Thanks to the robot, this pharmacy could create a totally amazing pharmacy without counters. Here, they don't have counters. They have pharmacists that travels around the pharmacy with a tablet doing consultation to patients. Whenever a patient with a receipt needs a medication, with the tablet, they recall it. So pharmacy without any counter, revolutionary. This is a pharmacy focused on homeopathy. So normally homeopathy is a bit painful for the pharmacy, the management of this kind of products. With the robot, it's much, much easier. These pharmacists in Germany highlighted the importance of the virtual OTC through the screen behind. Look here, almost no exposition behind the counters, because almost everything is digitalized behind. Communication plus virtual shelves. Again, digitalization. Look in particular to the layouts. They are totally different from the common layout that you normally see in a not automated pharmacy. Because when you adopt the automation and the digital solution, basically you can you have a white paper, and on this white paper, you can design the pharmacy that you want, because you are not anymore limited by the space and by the positioning of the medication and by the positioning of the counters. You can really open your mind. Another lovely pharmacy. This is one of the most ancient pharmacies in Italy. This is a personal project. And look, do you see any kind of technology here? But there is a robot. It's totally hidden. You don't see it. So one of the goals of the pharmacy was have a modern pharmacy in terms of service to provide to the patient, but keeping the old style, because this is an historical family pharmacy. And with the robot that, I don't know if you see my cursor, but the robot is placed above here, where you see my cursor. And so on. So every pharmacist has his own benefits. I guess that with the time we are over. So who is BD Rowa? Just in 1 minute. It's a global player in medical technology because Rowa is part of Becton Dickinson, one of the top 5 medical company all over the world, US company. Rowa is based as robotical company in Germany, where we have all our R&D department. Becton Dickinson, as I said, it's an historical medical company which owns us, founded at the end of the 19th century. About Rowa, we have more than 10,000 robots. Currently, we have almost 12,000 units installed everywhere in the world, but of course the main market is Central Europe, so Germany, Switzerland and Austria, then Southern Europe with Italy and Spain, Western Europe, which is France and Benelux, and even here, Eastern Europe, we have our good installation base that it's not up to date, but right now we are near to 200 units installed, mainly in Hungary. But Romania, as you will probably know, is arriving. Who am I? As I said, 15 years in Rowa, more than 100 projects, and 150 robots in pharmacies, but also distribution centers, cosmetic distributors, because at the end, this robot moves packs, mainly packs. It doesn't matter what's inside the pack. So we have also application outside healthcare market. And since 2019, I'm responsible of the business development of all Eastern Europe for the company. If you have any question, I'm free to answer. Otherwise, let me close with one statement that I want that it's clear for everybody. The robot do not kill pharmacists. Do not think that if you place the robot, you need to fire a pharmacist. Absolutely not. It does not exist in the world a pharmacist that it's overstaffed. They are all understaffed, all. And with this pandemic and with the new challenges, there will be even more needing of pharmacists. It will only change the role. This is important. People inside the pharmacy will need to work in a different way. There will be the specialist for the robot, and there will be a lot of specialists to take care about the exposition and about the product that are not medication, because let's not forget, and you know better than me, that the money comes not from medication. The medication takes the customer inside the pharmacy, but not the profit. The profit comes from the other products. And you need to take care more of the profitable product and less of the not profitable products. So robot take care of medication. Pharmacists will have to take care about all the rest. So please take this as a statement. The robot is not an enemy, it's an help for the pharmacy.
Okay, thank you very much for all these very interesting informations. And now I have a few questions for you, Mr. Paulo Urbini.
Yeah.
How many pharmacy robots you expect to deliver in Romanian in the next few years, maybe 3 or 5 years?
My expectation, as you know, we have, for example, a global agreement with Dr. Max that did the first important investments in our technology, starting from Romania, where we deployed, if I'm not wrong, 6 or 7 robots, or better, we automated 6 or 7 pharmacies, because in those pharmacies that are very big, there are 2 robots to run in the deposits. We expect the same trend from Dr. Max the next year, so other 6 or 7 installation, plus all the rest. Our company, our partner Farmaceutica Remedia is doing a great job of spreading, let's say, the knowledge, because the Romania is right now at year 0. What does it mean? There is no knowledge about these kind of technologies. So there is a lot, let me say, of confusion, fears. As I said, that's why I did that statement. You know, oh my God, if the robots arrive in my pharmacy, I will lose the job. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Some pharmacists, for my experience, I can tell you my experience, which is mainly in Italy, some pharmacy resigned from the job. The old pharmacists. Why? Because they didn't want to work in a different way. They didn't want to talk with the patients. So it was their decision to resign from the job. But let me tell you something. Those are the employees that it's better to let it live, because they will not give any additional value. From the other side, I will tell you this wonderful example of a pharmacy technician, a young lady, still in Italy, that after the pharmacist, the pharmacy owner purchased the robot, asked her, you know, to how do she see herself inside the new pharmacy. Why? Because they had 2 pharmacy technicians, and with the robot, 1 was more than enough. So instead of firing her, the owner of the pharmacy asked her if she wanted to take care about the beauty area, because with the extra space created and the renovation of the pharmacy, the owner created, if I'm not wrong, 15 square meters of beauty area. This lady accepted the challenge. She was a kind of influencer for nail paint. I don't know the terms in English, but anyway, she created a new job for herself inside the pharmacy, taking care of consultant, the people who entered the pharmacy to purchase cosmetics. And it was a success because she was more skilled in doing the sales for cosmetic rather than doing the pharmacy technician. So here the robot created an opportunity and not fired anybody. And this is a lovely story that I always love to tell everybody. So Romania right now is at, as I said, at year 0. We need to build up the knowledge. We need to let understand the benefit of the robot. We need to let understand and to help the pharmacists to drive them also to use better this space and this time. Because for us, the best advertising for Rova, for Farmaceutica Remedia in this case, are satisfied customer, happy customer. If we have an unhappy pharmacist that thinks that this solution does not work, it's a boomerang for us. And today, among 12,000, almost 12,000 robots and so customers all over the words, we don't have one single unhappy customer that, if has the possibility to get back in the past, will change the decision to invest in a robot. So I expect to finalize this, to answer completely to this question. I expect a trend in the first year of 10, 15 robots per year. But I expect more.
Okay, thank you. And now I have another question for you. How much does a pharmacy robot cost?
Depends on the robot. We have entry-level solution that can cost 60, 70,000 euro. And we have no limits because it depends on how many. The Vatican pharmacy in Rome, one of probably the most famous pharmacy in the world, inside Vatican City, they have 3 robots. 3, because they have more than 2,500 customers per day. And as you can imagine, this was a big investment from their side. We have 3 robots installed only in wholesalers. So this is a pharmacy that has the same configuration of a wholesaler. What is important, let me add, Simona, is not the price, but what is important is the return of investment. Because if the robot costs 50,000 euro and you repay it in 10 years, this is not a good investment. If the robot costs 500,000 euro, but you repay it in 3 years, this is a good investment because it means that you generated extra revenues. So we should move the attention from the cost to the return of investment. And this is something I hope that no one of the pharmacists that are attending this call will get offended. But unfortunately, pharmacists are not focusing to their business like a manager. They are focused like a pharmacist. Okay, so doing this kind of investment requires to change the mindset and compare the cost with the benefit. If the benefit is higher, the cost of the investment, it doesn't matter. The average return of investment of this solution is less than 3 years. And this is not stated by Rowa, this is stated by IQVIA that made a market analysis.
Okay, thank you very, very much for all these informations, and good luck.
You're welcome. If you need future question, you can ask to our partner, Farmaceutica Remedia, or you can collect my address and contact me directly by LinkedIn, by email, in any way you want. I'll be happy to answer to all of you.